Hi, team. Let me start my presentation with a couple of insightful questions. How many great ideas has Dev lost? Not because the talent wasn't there, but because the discovery process wasn't strong enough to surface them. How often have our teams spent weeks walking in circles trying to solve a problem only to realize that never understood it? Or even more important, how many opportunities for collaborative, impact innovation processes are missed simply because we lack of structure to connect the dots. What is the problem? The innovation effort are slowed down not by lack of creativity, but due to lack of clarity. And what is the destiny of this situation? That we miss insights, we delay in taking decisions, and our prototype cycles extend from days to months, right? So that said, let me share my screen because I want to present StoryCanvas AI from delivery to prototype visually. This is AI-powered assistant and a smart facilitator that help us to manage storming events and sprint design sessions through a narrative and very structured processes to bring from an idea to a real and concrete prototype in few days. Okay, so this facilitator, the idea is to extract or ideas or insights, synthesize patterns, try to remove blockers, remove these blind spots, and try to drive us through visual stories. Okay, what is the promise from my product is first that teams get access to critical information. The second is innovation cycles shrink from months to just days. And also that the fact of solving problems very fast, it drives us for better income opportunities. So now that you can see in my screen, we are in a web environment where we have our product. This is not a mock-up solution. This is a live AI assistant that's going to help us to solve specific situations, events, problems, or even processes. Let's imagine that we want to start an innovation lab or even a hackathon experience. So we want to drive from an idea and we don't know what's going to be the route and how we can create a specific solution. So let's start from a sprint title. Let's imagine that we are in a commercial department, and we are, as the problem statement is registered here, our sales and account management teams spend too much doing something manual. And we want to be or use an AI copilot automating process. So that said, I'm thinking that that's the right problem. We are going to start our design sprint. So before we go starting our session, we have to connect to a collaborative environment. As it has been happening during our remote work, we have been working with a specific, let me show you, collaborative boards like Miro, where we have specific templates, where we are going to be drive through a specific format and structure framework to start navigating through this creative session. So we are going to connect this template to the application, and we are going to start asking our smart facilitator to drive us to the driving from the brainstorm of the problem to find a specific solutions, and then getting the priority of the best insights and the best solution, we're going to try to prototype and test it very fast. As you can see, for instance, this AI is going to start from our proposed problem statement and the goal that we have shared at the beginning. So he's going to start focusing as a client-centric focus, asking questions about insights to validate that if our idea is correctly stated or not. So for instance, who is struggling with this challenge as we present at the very beginning? We have in parallel another AI assistant that's going to help us to register some ideas, some answers. The idea is not just to connect two LLMs or two agents that are going to talk each other. What I'm going to promote is that somebody else is going to accelerate the writing ideas, but also expanding the insights and the discovery process. So as long as the concept demands as a man in the loop, I will be participating in the middle and I will be checking the possible answers or even sharing what I have in my experience as a it was the problem, but the problem was a commercial problem. Okay, so I will be representing like a commercial rep that we will be providing insights to solve this situation. Okay, so I'm sharing a possible answer, and immediately the facilitator start going forward, moving forward with the process. Additionally, as you can see, I have promoted some effects rewarding the insights that I'm getting depending of the type of the answers that I'm getting. So what is the main problem that I think that in the typical day, I will choose aleatory answers. And in parallel, let me come back to the collaborative environment, is that at the same time, for instance, as we are working in the day one, in the same way, our smart facilitator understand that we are talking about the long-term goal, and he starts adding more ideas that is bringing from the conversation that we have. Can you describe a specific recent example of an enterprise sales rep feeling overwhelmed by these administrative tasks? I'm going to take one of them. Okay, the pre-call prep. And then I will be answering this, and immediately this will be added in this long-term goal. Let me see for sure. Rep call, an enterprise sales rep felt overwhelmed. As you can see, what workarounds are there as these sales reps currently using to gather all of the client data? And we start following through this framework. What is the actual cost of the impact? And immediately the other agent, the simulation of a user, is going to start answering immediately. What representing on here is another participant in a collaborative session, because remember that when we are working in this type of sessions, we are part of a big group of stakeholders that are adding post-its through this framework. Okay, so what we want to do is to accelerate in a session with AI to bring more ideas, and also the facilitator is going to extract and synthesize some ideas that are coming from the participants and asking and trying to lead to the goal that we stated at the very beginning. So just to finish, because I think that 3 minutes is very short to present all of the strong platform, what we are presenting on here is the status on which session we are, the advance in percentage, what is coming next, what is the approx time that we forecast that we are going to spend through the whole session. Imagine that this is a 5-day design sprint. However, this synthesized process in this environment expects just to take 1 hour and 42 minutes with 21 interactions, right? And additionally, we have some indicators about reminding the problem statement and the sprint goal. What is the last goal for this? Through this narrative, start creating a prototype in a very short period of time. Thank you for your attention.